midfield.
Yeah, all right.
Keep yourself good questions.
Very well, thanks.
Straight off the training field, how's it all been going with the preparations getting ready?
Captain's run, always just a time for reflection, really, making sure that the last bits of detail are covered, making sure that we keep the energy where it should be, and keep the strength in everyone's legs, etc. So we just they're in a simmering mood at this moment in time.
And how's the week's work on as a whole, preparing for such a crucial?
Yeah, it's been great. You know, obviously a lot more time than normal to reflect and to review and to put to bed the first test and get the learnings out of that, and I'll move on to this one. So the boys, you could see a real ownership in what they want to achieve this week, and they've led that very well.
Mako's just been talking about kind of wounded pride as players as much as anything, to go out and really for themselves as much as for the team and for the squad and for the fans. Is that how you kind of feel it?
I'm glad Mako said that because yeah, it's about character this week for us. It's about manning up and putting everything on the line, because it's that situation, isn't it? It's do or die for us, and these guys are a little bit hurt in the way that the manner of the game went about last week, and we'll see what we're made of this week.
Obviously, one of the key changes was to bring in Sexton and Farrell as a 10 and 12 axis. Has it required quite a lot of rework defensively, given the likes of what Sonny Bill can bring to the table?
No, not at all. It's been seamless. There's a lot made of the axis, if you want to call it that, but it's about the bigger picture. It's about the team. It's about having another experienced voice and eyes and ears out there, and how they make the team function. And these guys have been very close throughout the last 5 or 6 weeks, and it's been seamless.
And just finally from me, obviously a couple of other changes as well, but the unity and harmony of those coming in and out, everyone still very much together as the collective, I get the impression.
100%. These boys are strong. Yeah, they've been tight from the word go, and enjoying each other's company. More so enjoying each other's rugby company and sharing and pulling together. Like I said at the start, this week there's a real ownership from the players, and they've led that.
Nick? Andy, no team revolves around one man, but certainly Warren highlighted Sonny Bill Williams as someone that had too much time on the ball in the last test. What can you do defensively? What have you been working on this week to try and deny him that, given that obviously the All Blacks were doing their best to negate your line speed as well?
Yeah, and they did an excellent job in doing that. I don't think it was just Sonny Bill. I think it was everyone in the team that had played a direct game. Look, if I just concentrated on one player or one way of playing that the All Blacks played last week, then I'd be a fool, because the masters that not doing the same thing twice, albeit physicality will still be a part of anyone's game in a test match, certainly of this magnitude. But we've got to be ready for all outcomes.
And as much as it's going to be a test for the players in terms of physicality, how much does the brain's trust need to be absolutely on form to be able to monitor what they're bringing in, perhaps?
Well, it's everything. I didn't think our energy was good enough last week, and we was our worst enemy. The amount of times that we had the All Blacks where we wanted them and let them out far too easy, with it being a penalty or offside or drop ball or whatever, and we didn't manage our energy well enough, so therefore the physicality went backwards on the back of that, and those guys are in charge of that. Those guys are in charge of making sure that we play this game in the right parts of the field. They have a good understanding of how they want to go about that, and we'll see. Look, the game, it'll take 5 or 6 different twists and turns along the way. We've got to be able to manage that on the hop.
Last one from me. when you talk about that energy dissipating perhaps or not going in the right direction, is some of that perhaps due to a bit of, surprisingly maybe some nerves at Eden Park, maybe the big occasion getting to the guys? Do you think the chance to do this at Wellington and take it away from the mystique of that ground that the All Blacks?
Yeah, maybe. I'd be disappointed if that was the case, but maybe. I don't think players really are going to own up about that, but I think after the game there's certainly a sense of that we let that one slip. We got back into the game, didn't we, very well, and the All Blacks were under a little bit of pressure, and we let them off the hook. We've learned that lesson. Hopefully we've learned that lesson, and we can give a better account of ourselves this week.
Nick?
Andy, obviously you know Johnny and Owen very well for different reasons and similar reasons, but do you see a similarity in their kind of character and focus? When you're talking about Sonny Bill, but whoever it is coming in at that line, whenever you excited to see them work in tandem to do that defensive side as well as that?
Very similar. Yeah. Both obviously big students of the game, won a lot of things along the way as well, and I think more than anything it's how they make people feel, how they make the people around them feel, the energy that they bring. You talk about Sonny Bill and physicality, etc. It's time and space that allows that to happen, and these guys are pretty good line speed as well, never mind the attack.
And then just in terms of the flip side of that coin is obviously two there together hopefully gives you more expansive.
Yeah, it isn't. That's why I said it's not just about the 10-12 acts. It's about the combination of the whole team. Having another voice, having another vision out there. That it's not just all on the 9 and 10. Some teams do it, i.e. the All Blacks do it with Israel Dag this weekend. He'll play short side a lot. He'll come into the attacking game quite a bit, and I think most teams need two guys who's able to do that, and that's what we've gone with this week.
And with the similarity in mindset, personalities of Johnny and Owen, can that help to sort of offset the fact that they haven't necessarily been on the field that much?
Well, you say that, but you don't know what's going on behind closed doors. They train a lot together. They've been joined at the hip for the last 5 weeks, so they're constantly talking about rugby. They room together, and etc. And so they live and breathe rugby, and it'll be seamless, I'm sure.
Andy, Cody Laws wasn't out there training, is everything alright with him?
Yeah, he's fine. He just needs an extra day's recovery, that's all.
Is that just from the game?
Yeah, as I say, it's a captain's run. There's nothing hard and fast about it. It's about making sure that the lads have got all their energy in the legs and ready to perform tomorrow night.
And you mentioned energy a few times there. Is there anything specifically you'd be saying about that before the game for the guys?
Yeah, plenty. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Just a bit of Andy at the back there.
Thanks. Cheers.